Though Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu involves two men or women rolling around on the floor trying to strangle each other and break some limbs, it doesn't start there. I mean, yes, there can be some double guard pulls or the dreaded butt scoot to start the ground engagement, but do you know what is always a crowd pleaser? A bloody good takedown.
I think we've proven that is not exactly, but oh my goodness!
And takedowns can be something magical. Either they look effortless and can catch someone off guard, or there's been a setup or feint resulting in an absolute bomb of a drop. Well, come with me on a journey through time and space, because my name's Chris, and this is the most memorable takedowns of BJJ. For this list, we're only looking at those takedowns that have resulted in the match going to the floor and the opponent being controlled. So, if the opponent manages to bounce back up or there's no follow-up to the takedown, we won't be counting it on this list. As always, this is just my personal opinion, so if your list looks a little different, then pop it down in the comments below. Grab your plane tickets and let's get flying. Honourable mention, Julia Scardone. Let's do an honourable mention for Julia Scardone for landing this high-flying no-gi ogoshi at the very first Enyo in Southampton, UK. Look at it go. Whew. Also, I was there, and I lost my shit when I saw this live. Number 5, Mica Galvao, foot sweep. There is nothing quite like a foot sweep. Timed correctly, it can seem effortless and catch an opponent off guard. And Mica Galvao is somewhat of a savant when it comes to them. The most recent match on our list, this was during the AIGA, or the AGA, whatever, Champion League Finals of 2023, where Mica is facing off against Igor Rodriguez, and after several takedown attempts, Mica lands this absolute beauty of a foot sweep. After some grip fighting, Mica ends up with a left-handed collar tie and a slide-by grip with his right arm. For those that don't know what that means, instead of me explaining it, here's what it looks like in a picture. Now, watching this a few times, I think this collar tie he has is actually a bait, because as soon as Igor starts fishing inside, he starts the movement backwards, which is what he's looking for. With his lower body, as Igor takes that step forward, Mica with his right leg on the offbeat is actually blocking that foot from taking any further steps forward, and Igor's back leg's lifted as well, so he can't do anything else apart from fall or try and take the step forward. And he can't take the step forward because his leg's blocked. There's a few things that Mica's doing with his upper body that we need to go over. Number 1, he's turning his body and looking to where he wants to throw. That is a critical step when it comes to any throw. Number 2, he's starting that truck motion that we all know and love, you know, the big turn of the wheel. Well, Mica's doing the same thing. Right arm is pulling down on Igor's, and his left hand is like gone into the armpit so he can push and do the full kind of turning of the wheel. With all of these powers combined and in full motion, we get a beautiful foot sweep from Mica Galvao. From this, Mica took the back, and after a short hand fighting sequence, won the match via rear naked choke. Number 4, Mahamed Aly, drop Seoinage. The drop Seoinage is a wonderful takedown to learn. It can work on big guys, small guys, some as big as your head. In this match, Mahamed Aly, who is one big scary dude, is facing off against Jared Dopp at the PANS IBJJF Championships in 2018, and he wastes no time getting this match to the floor. Mahamed ends up with a right-handed cross-collar grip, and with his left hand he's using that good old sleeve grip, the cat grip as everyone calls it. Meow meow meow. Meow. At this point, Mahamed ends up doing a big old step to the left and dropping to his right knee. At the same time, he's pulling Jared forward and ends up propelling Jared over his body and gets the takedown. Just a point to note with this isn't our normal drop Seoinage that you probably drill where you do the full spin, and there is a reasoning for that. You see, currently Jared has his left foot backwards, so if Mahamed pulls him forward, he has to take a step with that back leg. It doesn't make, well, you can't step forward with the front leg, that doesn't make sense. So because he has to step forward with that left foot, Mahamed doesn't need to do the full spin. Jared's going to meet him kind of halfway. Though Jared does get to his feet, Aly still manages to pass the guard and control him for some time prior to this. Aly would go on to win this match in dominant style, and it all started with the throw. Number 3, Fernando Terere, the Safada. If you haven't studied any of Terere's matches, you should. Just stop, pause this video, go away and just look at him go. From his guard passing to his takedowns, he's always a thrill to watch due to his energy that he brings onto the match and has been an inspiration for many fighters today, most recently Tynan Dalpra. And since this is a takedown video, let's focus on the one he preferred and succeeded with the most, the Safada. Or Safada, whatever. You know what I mean. It was the 2004 World Championship Absolute category, and it was the semi-finals match against Terere, who was going up against none other than Roger Gracie. I mean, look at the standoff as well. It's like David versus Goliath. Terere, 82 kilograms. Gracie, 100. Jesus Christ. Terere has the standard right-handed collar grip on Gracie, and his left hand is currently free. Terere gives him a big old tug, please don't take that out of context, to make Roger take the step forward. And though he doesn't take the step forward, his weight is still going in that direction. At the same time, Terere is going to shoot his left leg forward to wrap round the leg of Roger Gracie. And his left arm is shooting for that far side underhook, because if he didn't, he would more than likely get his back taken. I truly love this takedown. It is an absolute beauty. Please go learn it, because it's just, it just feels so good to land. And also it works really well for like the smaller guys, I feel. Superb takedown, love Terere's stuff. Please go watch more of these things if you haven't already. Though he would go on to eventually lose this match via cross-collar choke, to land a takedown on the likes of Roger Gracie is no small feat. Number 2, Ffion Davies, the hip throw. The Welsh Dragon Ffion Davies is well known for her takedown prowess due to her judo background, and like most judo practitioners, loves to land the lob the opponent over the hip throw, or the ogoshi, either or. And though I'm sure some of you will disagree with this particular takedown, if we think about it in context, it will change your perspective as to why it's on this list. We're at the semi-finals of ADCC in 2022, and Ffion is facing off against Bia Mesquita, who was the 2017 ADCC champion. Though we do see some butt scooting from Ffion at the start, there is method to the madness, because when the points go into play, Ffion changes gears and stands up and just starts hunting for the takedown. Starting off this whole sequence, Ffion is actually looking for a knee tap on the far side, so using her left arm to try and block the leg of Bia as she pulls her head over the same leg. Bia reads this very well and turns into it, because if she doesn't, she is more than likely going to get taken down. As Bia turns the corner, Ffion transitions to that nice tricep grip on Bia and keeps the head wrapped, whilst she jumps her hips into that little gap that's been created because Bia's had to do that big turn to stop the initial throw or takedown. With these elements, we just get that beautiful hip throw that Ffion manages to land on Bia. And I know it's not like the prettiest. You could probably argue like, well, it could have been better. I don't care. What a superb setup for a throw. Ffion would control and dominate Bia for the rest of the match, eventually winning and gaining her spot in the finals, which she won and is the first Welsh and British champion of ADCC. What an absolute superstar. And number 1, Leandro Lo, the double leg. The double leg. Good old faithful. He's always there. He's always reliant. We know we can count on him if we're in a bit of a pickle. In the wrong hands / white belts, yes, it can end in tears and guillotines. But in the hands of a master, it is truly something to behold. And there was no one better at the double leg than Leandro Lo. The man had it down to an art, and during this semi-finals match at the Pan Championships in 2018 against Keenan Cornelius, he lands possibly the most memorable double leg you'll ever see. The important part to note during this entire sequence is the stances that each person has. Keenan is quite upright and is fishing for the belt to probably, I don't know, I'm just guessing, go for something like a sacrifice throw where he'd fall backwards and throw him over his head? Maybe. And Lo has double the pile grips and is pulling him down, but his hips are quite far back. As Keenan reaches with both arms for the belt, that's when Lo explodes and he throws his arms up, gets that nice motion to get him on his tippy toes, and then shoots down, changes levels, gets round the legs, and just does the beautiful dump. So he's turning his body, not his body, he's turning Keenan's body, sorry, to the side in the air and gets a big old takedown. It's this bit that I love. Lo just looking at the crowd like, yeah, look at that. What an absolute beauty I've just landed. I'd love to say there's more to the story, more things to go over, but honestly, it is simple in its execution, but it's still a wonderful sight to behold. Lo would go on to win this match and the finals, because, you know, it was Leandro Lo. There was a reason why Lo was one of the greatest of all time, and it was to do with his non-stop pursuit of takedowns and passing. Forever a legend. And that's our list. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave it a like. If you have any questions about takedowns or your list looks a little different, then leave it down in the comments below. And as always, if you like these videos and want to see more of them, then consider subscribing and ringing the bell to stay notified. Either way, you've all been awesome, have yourself a wonderful day, and I will catch you all next time. Cheers!